Hello, everyone. It is Emily with Wellness for Generations. We are doing a get to know you interview today with Michaela Feliciano, is how I've been saying your name. I'm assuming that's how you say it. I think it's really super fun to say. She is the owner of Love and Lightworks and is one of our directory members. She's a certified Reiki Master, and I'm super excited to have her on and introduce her and share her business with all of you. So welcome, Michaela. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello.
Do you want to start off by kind of introducing yourself and what got you interested in, having your own business and in your field?
Yes. So my name is Michaela Feliciano. I'm the owner of Love and Lightworks LLC. I have been open for a little bit over 2 years. The way I got kind of like pulled towards what I'm doing is, so my mom was also a Reiki practitioner. Mm-hmm. And she did, she's an herbalist and massage therapist. And I was kind of interested in the Reiki, like it piqued my interest. I got a beginner's book and I started reading it. And then after she passed away, it was like, I had this calling, like, this is what I need to be doing. So I really just jumped in and I didn't know too much. And I got my level 1, level 2, and then masters, and then opened my business. Like, it was just like, bam.
I love it.
This is what you're doing. This is what you need to do. And I have to say that it's like the best feeling working with people and helping them. I can't think of anything better. And with having my own business, I don't have to necessarily deal with a boss above me. I don't do good with that. Yes. Like, my own schedule. I don't want people telling me what to do, I just, not me, at all. And I really, really love the freedom, and you meet so many interesting people. Mm-hmm. And actually, because I see people in my office, and then I do distance Reiki, and I have worked with people from Ireland, from Australia. And it's pretty cool to hear people's accents. I love accents.
Yes, me too.
Just talk for a few minutes. Mm-hmm. But overall, I have to say I'm pretty happy with the course I have taken.
Awesome. I'm so excited about that. So did you grow up learning about kind of a healthy lifestyle? I know you said your mom was into Reiki, but kind of elaborate on what your life was like growing up and related to health.
So that's interesting. My mom was all, organic this and da-da-da-da, but, a teenager, I don't listen to it. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, mom. And then actually my mother-in-law worked for Monsanto. Oh. So automatically, there was friction there. And I didn't really understand why so much. Like, I knew about GMOs, but I wasn't like hardcore one way or the other. I still did eat GMOs back then, but now I have gone a little deeper into that. And if I can, I choose not to do that. So I grew up with herbs and oils and alternative stuff, but my mom was very down low on it because I think a few years before she started practicing and helping people out, somebody actually got thrown in jail from our town. So it was like, if you walked in our house, everybody loved the smell of my house because it smelled like incense and herbs because there's always herbs hanging from
I love it.
I kind of miss that, actually, just the smell. It was beautiful. So she did it on the low, definitely. And she would have classes and so forth, but I didn't really do
much.
No.
Just that. Your mom does weird stuff.
That was her thing. Yeah. And with the Reiki, like that, for most, I'm not saying all, but most Reiki teachers are intuitive or empathic. Mm-hmm. And that was her thing. I didn't have any of those gifts. But now I've moved a lot. Let's say vibrating higher.
Right. Yeah. That is so exciting. I love hearing people's stories and kind of how, where they came from. And it's always interesting. When I was growing up, my one aunt my grand aunt, she was always like, Emily, you're into like this natural stuff. You should totally become a dietitian, or she worked at the hospital, or a nutritionist. And I was like I just want to be a wife and mom. I don't need to go to school for anything. And I so wish I would have listened to her. And before I was into like not natural and healthy stuff, she would come over and I'd be like eating a toaster strudel or a Pop-Tart. And of course it had to be two with a ginormous glass of milk. And she was like, how much sugar those have in there? And like, that is not good for you. And I was like, my mom didn't care. And yeah, so super fun to hear people's stories. I love it. So share a little bit about your business and what your mission and your purpose is.
So my mission is to help other people heal. I actually created a Facebook group. It's called Heal Yourself, Love Yourself, Help Others. And so I'll go a little deeper in that. I tend to get downloads. I call them my guides. Some people might call it their intuition. And I got that one day. I was like, all right. So I wrote that down. I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I created the group and I thought about it, because you have to heal yourself for me personally, before you love yourself. And once you love yourself, you can help others. I mean, you'll always have stuff to heal. But when you go on like your awakening path, it's so empowering, and you want to help others do that. I mean, you have to wait until that person's ready to, obviously. And sometimes people don't get there. Yeah.
It's very hard. It is. My mind literally, I'm like, I just wish I could open your mind and you could just see things differently. But yeah.
Yeah. You kind of learn to just kind of sit back and just, okay, they're not there. That's fine.
Right. You have to just be patient.
Yeah. So what was the question again? I went off.
Like a little bit about your business, what your mission and all of that is.
So I have different like areas I've been branching off. So I have my Reiki practice, and then I was creating worksheets for children because I started homeschooling my son. That's how it started. So I have worksheets to help children understand like intuition, empathic children. I also am a caregiver for a veteran. So I have worksheets for children, understanding your loved one with post-traumatic stress disorder, understanding your loved one with traumatic brain injury. And I think that's really important for children. Like it's just, on the surface of stuff, just so they kind of understand what's going on and maybe how they can help a little bit. And then I just created a course. Me and my guides have created, because I literally get the downloads and just put it on, the computer. This course, it's spirituality and finding your inner wisdom, I believe. Yes. So I'm just finishing up the stuff with that. And that's really exciting because I've never done anything this big. I'm kind of like in awe.
Yes, I'm so excited. I kind of previewed it. I snuck a peek yesterday and I was like, oh my goodness, this looks awesome. I love it.
And then also I offer podcasts. I haven't done any recently, but the podcasts are kind of, mixed in their stuff to help with inner troubles. And then there's one I believe I did on caregivers, and, just letting people know that there's other people out there that are struggling. And I think that's a huge thing that we need, especially now, without a lot of people don't have contact with other people, and to be able, even if you can listen to somebody else and be like, okay, I'm not the only person. Like I really feel that helps a lot.
Oh, I totally agree. I love that. And thanks for explaining the worksheets a little bit, because I know you've mentioned that you have worksheets and I'm like, I don't know what this is. So I'm glad that you explained those a little bit and kind of what their purpose is. That's really awesome. So I feel like you answered like the next 2 questions. So do you want to share any more about your course? Because that was like kind of do you have anything new and exciting, or what are you excited about moving forward question? And if you want to share a little bit about your course, or if you have anything else coming that down the pipeline that you want to share.
Yeah, I don't know what else is going to pop up, but I wanted to elaborate on the worksheet for a minute.
Yes, go for it.
I forgot. I did one just to explain to children the form of Reiki, just the basics.
Yeah.
And then I also have another sheet, which is pretty cool. It has to do with the chakras, and it explains every chakra to the children. They have like spaces to write in all the worksheets, and there's children photos.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
That's super exciting. I feel like now I need to go and purchase those because I'm like, yes, that is something I need. I love that. That's really cool. Nice. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I love that.
And with the course, it actually has taken up more time than I thought it would. Like, I knew it was going to take time, but the other day I was adding stuff to it and I'm like, this actually has a lot of stuff.
Right.
Like between videos and exercises and meditations, and I was like, holy cow, wow, this is
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what comes next. Like, what is the next adventure?
Yes, I love it. I'm super excited, and like, yes, I'm so excited. It's been really fun. I've spent a lot of time with her the last couple of days because I've been offering a platform that I use to host the course on. So like, we've been like talking about it, and she's like just doing a lot of the tech stuff together. So it's been fun because we've gotten to know each other a little more over the last couple of days, and it's been fun. I love it.
The tech stuff, I feel bad sometimes because like I'm so horrible with it, and yeah, I'm like, this is embarrassing.
It's okay. I mean, I was talking to someone else about it today too, and I was like, it took me a couple of weeks to kind of feel comfortable in it. Like, I kind of dabbled with it a little bit every day, and like now I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with like how to do it. But I'm sure I'm still gonna have questions too because it's a lot.
It is a lot.
But yeah, well, I'm really excited with that. Is there anything else that you want to talk about or share today?
Yeah. So there's just a lot of good going on. I'm not sure if I mentioned it to you, but I have a good friend, and he does Tibetan bowls. So we're doing our first class this Saturday, which is tomorrow. Holy moly. So I'm going to get certified in
2 more days.
Oh, 2 more days.
Tomorrow's
Sorry. I'm going to get certified in Tibetan bowls. And then also in my practice, I do use EFT tapping, but I'm not certified. So I'm going to get certified in that.
Okay.
And then with my work, there's a lot of counseling involved with people, with past traumas or what they're going through now. So I'm also going to get certified as a life coach.
Nice.
Yeah.
You really have a lot going on. I'm so excited for all of those things. That is awesome. I love that. And since you kind of talked about like I love what you said about like how you have to heal yourself to be able to love yourself and then like help others. Like that does make so much sense. Do you have a specific like ideal client that you like to work with, like specific, or do you just anyone who is ready to heal kind of thing?
So you have clients that they're interested in Reiki, but then if somebody's not open to it, it's kind of hard to work on them.
Right.
I don't know. I like everybody.
Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. I just wasn't sure if there's like a specific avenue that you know.
Well, it seems like right now the new clients that are coming in more right now has to do with anxiety and like overwhelming, like of just everything, and they just need to relax. Yeah. And I used to work in a nursing home. We haven't been allowed in for, I think it's been like 4 or 5 months now.
Okay.
So I worked with memory care. So patients with dementia. And I mean, it can be challenging. It is sad at moments, but I was working on this new lady, and she just babbles. She doesn't ever talk, ever. I haven't heard her talk, and she's babbling away, and I'm working on her, and I'm down by her knees, and she told me exactly how Reiki works and what I was doing. I was just like,
Oh my God.
teared up. I was like, oh my God. And then she went back to babbling. I was like, oh my
course.
God, she understands what I'm doing. Like, and it just made my heart grow.
Yes.
And I also work with clients that are transitioning out, which is, at first it was kind of tough. But I mean, we all eventually obviously are going to transition. But sometimes it's a little tough.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to be able to be there to help them feel a little more comfortable.
Right.
And because in the memory care, they have people that are on hospice as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate you sharing all of that, because it's always interesting to know like what types of clients people work with and all of that kind of stuff, especially for those watching. Like if you have these situations that you're, needing to reduce some of that overwhelm or dealing with some of that end of life stuff or different things, you kind of know what resource to look for. So I love that you were able to share that with us. Anything else that you'd like to share today?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. I have 2 final questions that I ask everyone. The one is, what is one key element that someone could do today to start moving the needle in their health?
In their health.
And well-being. Yeah. Can be anything.
I would say, honestly, the way, like, just the energy feels overall, I would do breathing just to calm the nervous system, which is huge. Like, even if you do 3, huge breaths in and out, that can make a huge difference. Right. And I think that is really a good starting point.
I agree. I think that's very important, taking that time to just like center and be where you are.
Exactly. Center. Yes. Yep. Just come back in your body like, okay, we're good.
Yeah. Everything will be fine. And the other question is, what is one change that you would like to see kind of start now and then be passed down to those future generations coming?
I think that people are becoming more open to holistic practices. But there's still a lot of skeptics. And I feel like even if you're in the middle, because I feel like all healing modalities can fit somewhere in your life. And I was actually just watching a show about this called Unwell on Netflix.
Yes, I have watched some of those episodes. It's good.
Yeah, I watched the one about the oils and like everybody's whatever they believe in them or don't believe.
Their viewpoints. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. But just having people opening up instead of, like going to grab this antibiotic, what can we do naturally before we reach that point? I mean, if we have to use that, that's fine.
Right.
But I feel like that should be the last resort, because like they were comparing, what was it? The oils compared to Lazapran or something. I don't know, some kind of like anxiety drug.
Right.
And they both worked really well, but then that's where they stopped talking. And I was like, wait a minute.
Right.
What side effects are you going to have from oils over long time use? And what side effects are you going to have from this drug? So I feel like you should be thinking of the side effects and how that's going to affect you.
In the long term, I mean, like this is like super side note, but something that my husband researched a couple of years ago was TBHQ, which is a preservative that's in a lot of foods.
Yeah.
And he read this entirely huge article about how, in small amounts, this is what we recommend not having more of. But when all of the foods that you're consuming have that minimum amount, you're eating way more. And that was kind of when we stopped eating Reese's peanut butter cups, which I will say I have eaten a few here and there now. But that's something that they never used to have that, but all of a sudden they do. And it's a preservative, so I understand the purpose of it. But if it builds up, he was reading a study that was talking about how it might not affect you. It might not affect me. It might not affect my children, but if it's continued in the diet, It could affect like, 2 to 3 generations down with like birth defects and like mental stuff. And I'm like, okay, so why are we using this if like it's like people kind of look at that like, oh well, it's not hurting me now, I'm okay, but you don't know what that impact is on the future generations. Like right now, well, I didn't have girls, but if I would have a girl, I would be holding all of the baby, like you are your grandparent, you are what your grandparents did, kind of thing, that epigenetics factor. And it's so fascinating to learn about. But I think I can't remember what you said that like caused me to like say all that. But anyway,
the oils maybe.
Like, yeah, but like like just the effect of like, we don't really know. Like we might know what the side effects are of the medication we're taking today, but is there an impact 3 generations down if we continue taking it? Is it getting into our DNA and having kids, and then getting passed on? Anyway, whole other side rant.
Oh yeah, I could totally go on forever about that.
But yeah, like I agree. Like you need to weigh your options, and in the holistic world, we don't say like, okay, never go to the doctors. Like they're there for a reason. They're there to do the tests, the diagnostics, and diagnose, and sometimes treat. But there's so many options, even in the health and wellness modalities. Like one of the new members that we have, does a variety of modalities of healing, but she finds what your personal body needs, like, and not everyone responds to certain therapies the same way, or people, like it's so, I love it. A tangent I can get on. Anyway, well, thank you for that answer.
The right person for you.
Exactly.
And sorry.
Go ahead.
And not feel guilty about it. I actually am going through this right now because I need to transition one of my doctors, and you just got to find the person that is right for you. Yeah. And go with your gut.
Yeah. I totally understand that. And I think that's like one of the reasons that I'm, doing this directory. There's lots of health coaches. There's multiple people who do Reiki. There's, eventually going to be a lot more other people, like more of other things. But, that whole reason of like, I'm not going to jive with everyone, and that's okay. Like I'm not for everyone. You're not for everyone. And being able to be okay with that is kind of a big like qualification to get on the directory, number one, because I want people that are willing to be collaborative and understand that like sometimes they're going to have to refer their people out if it's just not working. And the other piece of that is also like learning how to take back your own control and your power over your health and wellness. Like even in the medical field, like if you have a doctor that's not listening to you, go find another doctor who's going to order the tests. Yes, insurance is annoying, but like you have to find doctors that are going to advocate for you and like listen to you and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I definitely agree. Whole tangent. Anyway, if people want to learn more about you or seek you for services, where would you like them to find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Love and Lightworks. If you don't have Facebook, I have a website. It's loveandlightworksllc.com. And then actually on that website, there's like everything. I have a store, I have my podcast, I have my worksheets. And then when my course is done, I don't know if I can attach a link from. Yeah,
you should be able to somehow.
Okay, then that'll be on there as well.
We'll play with that. Awesome. Well, I will share those links in the comments after we hop off here. I appreciate your time today, and I'm glad you could hop on with us finally. We had to reschedule with a couple times for real life issues. But hey, that's life, and I'm very flexible when it comes to that stuff. So anyway, thank you so much for coming. Thank you to all of you who have watched. I hope that you learned something, and I will see you later for our next training. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.